best way to put a CV together is to understand the purpose of the CV. The CV is a sales document. Its aim is to get you in the door, to get you noticed and to get you the interview. You do not need the CV to get you the job. You'll get yourself the job. The main aim is to get the interview, and therefore lots of white space, not too much waffle, clear headings, and keep it to 2 pages.
Bear in mind, this is a sales document. This is what your potential employer is going to judge you on initially. So it's absolutely vital that you get this right.
You get these CVs landing on your desk. Have you got the time to look at them? No, I usually delegate to my management team or to the manager responsible for that particular department and say, look, you look through them, you do all of the, the weeding out, and you come to me with your top 3 or 4. I will then look at it.
A lot of companies now are looking for people that can condense information and can summarise, and if you can't summarise your own life and career, then you're probably not going to be very good at summarising other things as well.
There is some kind of summary at the top that says the thing that you want to say about yourself. For example, you might have had a great performance at your previous company for the last couple of years, and that doesn't always come out when you list out jobs and a career timeline. So it's very important just to say a few lines to say, I've been rated very well in my last few companies, and this is the sort of thing that I've been working on. And that just makes it stand out and gets the softer things across that you can't always get across in a timeline. And that should be the first thing that they read.
For me, it's about producing something without mistakes. The CVing vetting process is about knocking out and identifying people that aren't right. And the first way that people do that, of course, naturally is to look for badly laid out, badly planned, badly spelled, bad information. So actually the simplest approach is to make sure that your CV doesn't have errors on it.
The CVs I like to read are very much like the reports I like to read. I haven't got time to read through reams and reams of rubbish. I want to see concise answers, I want to see achievements, I want to see statements backed up with qualitative facts. I want it to be easy on the eye, something I can scan through, and it's a passport for me. It's the passport to get that person in for an interview.
I'm looking for that difference, and that difference comes from someone taking initiative.
I'm actually interested in where have you really made a difference? What have you achieved? Those are the most important things that people want to read about.
Tailoring your CV, or at least fine-tuning it for every application you make, particularly if it's a company that you've targeted as part of your vision to go for.
Identifying where you're going to add value to a company. So achievements in your past, evidence that suggests when you do this role, you'll do it well.
If you were a #1 salesman in a company, yeah, that's something to boast about, and you should put that down. But you should also put down #1 out of how many salespeople, because 1 out of 2 is still a good position to be in, but it's much more impressive if you're #1 out of 1,000.
You need to be very specific about what those achievements were and how those benefited the company, the team, your manager.
If you're sending in to a named individual, which hopefully you are, and if you haven't got a named individual, then find out who the named individual should be. Then send it in to them and then follow up with a phone call.
The best way that I've ever experienced of someone having me read their CV was someone who actually called up and said, I'm interested in working for your business. And I went, okay, go on. I'm interested to know why you think that, because I'd never had that before. Someone was actually cold calling my business. They'd done their work, they'd done their research, they'd actually heard about us, and they wanted to get into our industry, and he called me directly. Now, that to me is someone who's got sparkle.
For you to make that call says an awful lot about you. What it says that you're not afraid of rejection, which is vital in this world. You know, if you want to get on in a job, let's say it's a sales job or any sort of job, you know, the rejection is not personal, it's business.
Often you'll only get a conversation with the PA to the HR director, for example, but it just shows that you're following up. And sometimes that PA will then go back to their boss and say, this guy sounded really good, followed up on his CV, sounds great, I think we should meet him. PAs never underestimate the influence that PAs have on their bosses.
PAs are fantastic. People think they are barriers, and so to a certain extent they are, but they are also human beings. They also like to understand and recognise that they are the power behind the throne. If you understand that they are the power and respect them for that, it's amazing what you can get from a PA. Utilise the PA to help you to get what you want.
Even ask that PA to send you some company information, because that's showing enthusiasm, and that'll get back to that sales director as well.
So when your CV does come through, someone will say, "Oh God, that's the guy. Yeah, let's read that. Let's put it on there." They might not even read it. "Oh yeah, he's worth it. Let's put it on there anyway. Get him on the short list."
If you haven't got a job description at this stage, then this is a great opportunity for you to go and get a job description so that you can go and do your homework. With larger companies, that shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes with smaller companies, that might be a verbal job description. You want to make sure you have a pencil and paper handy and make as many notes as you can when you're making that phone call.
At the end of the day, it's all about relationships. Doesn't matter how big or small any organisation is, it's made up of people. Cultures develop through relationships. The first port of call is you need to understand who it is. You not only understand, but who it is you are going to be talking to. So find out about them.
If you can find out a little bit more about the role, a little bit more about how many people have applied.
Remember, your company, this company that you're going for, that you want the job in, they'll be seeing a lot of people. They could be seeing 3, they could be seeing 5, they could be seeing 10. You imagine all those people that they're seeing. Let's say they're seeing them over a day or 2 days. That's a lot of people to see. Minimum of an hour each. They'll be glazed. They won't remember who the hell they're talking to, let alone how wonderful you were. Give yourself a chance. Make sure you're the last.